Hello everybody, welcome back to the cave. What you see before you there in the shot is a screwdriver bit that we were working on in the last video. I had re-ground it on a diamond wheel to fit the slot of a screw, and the next step would normally be to do a little polishing of the face of it there and the edges, just to make sure there are no sharp edges and give it a good clean finish. So what I'm going to be using today are called pin polishers, and there's a couple right there. One's a 3mm, one's a 2mm, and they those are 3/32 shanks on there, so they'll go in your standard rotary tools or flex shafts. And you may or may not have seen these before. If you're a jeweler or in the metal arts, you certainly would have. And what they are is just little collets that hold an abrasive pin like that, and they come in different grits. And that's basically a rubber or a polymer point there, and so it's an eraser effectively. Very tiny eraser. So we're going to do a little polishing. This is the white. They're color coded for the various grits. The white is the 120, so we're going to see where we go with that, and it ought to do a little bit of good work there on those edges and on the face of that. So here we go. I think the diamond wheel I used is probably around, I'm guessing around 100 grit. But the grit size behaves differently depending on what is doing the cutting. Since this is in a rubber bond, this 120 grit isn't going to cut as fast as the diamond wheel would, just being very hard plated bond on the surface of the wheel. I see, I probably didn't get that tight enough in there, so let me just tighten up the collet. Sometimes they tend to creep out a little bit. Let's see what we get now. These actually hold up pretty well, which is good because they are not cheap. But if you're trying to polish a small area and you want it to conform to the thing that you're polishing, the rubber bond really helps out with that. It eases the pressure over an area, or it distributes the pressure over an area so you don't get cutouts. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but I am, see the little dust there? I am picking up a little bit. The steel is not file hard, but it is fairly hard. And from the angle I'm looking at, I see some more tool marks, but we are getting there. Now the surface of these pin polishers, it will get loaded up, and sometimes you might want to go in with like a little diamond file or any kind of abrasive, and just give it a little dressing there. Just touch it, just to expose some the fresh material. Another thing you can do is, depending on what kind of material you're polishing, the surface speed is going to make a difference. So I probably could kick this up. In fact, I'm going to, and we'll see if that makes any difference. Yeah, that seems to be working a little better. There's kind of this fine line between going so fast that you eat up the tip quickly and going too slow so that the new grit isn't exposed properly. So depending on what you're polishing, you probably have to do a little experimenting. But this seems to be doing quite well. And being such a tiny little point, if you had a little defect right in the middle, like right there, you could work on it and adjust the surface. Now, you wouldn't want to necessarily go to that extreme on something like a screwdriver bit, but you may be working on some small part that has a little wave in it that you want to straighten out. And these can do that for you. But the light has to be right. Because I'm doing something you can't see, which is looking at it on a grazing angle. Just hit the edges a little bit. And a couple of stubborn tool marks right up near the edge there I'm trying to get out. Okay. Whoa, there we go. I'm going to switch out now. That was 120 grit. I'm going to switch to 400. I'm skipping a grit. It comes in these little pins come in a series of grit sizes, all the way down to 1 micron, which is ridiculous, but sometimes necessary. Let's see, where's 400? There's 400. Alrighty, and off we go again. Well, hit the right button. Come on. There we go. I guess I didn't punch the button hard enough. Okay, there's 400 grit. I think that one's getting loaded up a little bit. Let me just take a quick whack at it with a little diamond. There we go. Freshened up. Let's just go for broke here. I'm going to crank it up all the way. Alrighty. Well, there it is. Could go farther, but no point in gilding the lily here. So, pin polishers. Yeah, check them out. You find them in jeweler's supplies. You just put in pin polishers into your search engine there, and I'm sure you'll come up with something. Of course, these are the really small sized ones made for fine detail work. You can get them much larger, you know, circular sticks of abrasive, and they do make bandrels or collets for them. So there's a whole range of options there. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.